Many observers attribute India's rise to simple math, a population of 1.4 billion and a rapidly growing GDP. But numbers alone do not land rovers on the lunar South Pole or develop intercontinental deterrence. Those achievements require highly specialized, long-term institutional structures. In the vacuum of the post-independence era, Dr. Homi J. Bhabha began drafting a vision for national self-reliance centered on a domestic atomic program. That same systemic approach was mirrored in space exploration by Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, who argued that even a developing nation must master the high frontier to secure its own future. These early architects designed organizations to function on timelines spanning decades, creating the hidden scaffolding required to convert demographic weight into tangible power. The Indian Space Research Organization has evolved far beyond its early mandate of launching simple weather and communication satellites. With 56 operational satellites in orbit, ISRO is now focused on complex, deep space missions. Under the Gaganyaan program, the agency is developing a human-rated launch vehicle and life support systems with the goal of sending astronauts into orbit by 2027. This mission serves as a precursor to even larger objectives, establishing the 5-module Bharatiya Antariksh Station by 2035 and eventually putting boots on the lunar surface. By mastering these orbits, India ensures it can independently manage its own communications and navigation assets in an increasingly crowded off-world economy. While ISRO looks outward, the Defense Research and Development Organization, or DRDO, secures the borders required for economic growth. Under Mission Divyastra, DRDO recently validated MIRV technology on the Agni-V platform. This allows a single missile to deploy multiple warheads against different targets, specifically designed to bypass modern air defense grids. The organization has also focused on aerospace manufacturing, resulting in the induction of the indigenous Tejas fighter aircraft into the Air Force. With the successful test of Mission Shakti, DRDO also demonstrated the capability to intercept and destroy assets in low Earth orbit. These programs represent a shift from being a primary importer of hardware to owning the intellectual property behind the nation's own defense architecture. Powering these high-tech sectors requires a massive, stable energy supply. This is managed through the research of BARC and the industrial operations of the Nuclear Power Corporation of India. India's 3-stage nuclear program is built on a closed fuel cycle. Natural uranium in Stage 1 produces plutonium, fueling the transition into Stage 3. This specific engineering responds to resource constraints, bypassing limited uranium supplies to tap into vast domestic reserves of thorium. To reach a target of 100 gigawatts of nuclear capacity, the government is now pushing for the deployment of small modular reactors, or SMRs, which can be manufactured in factories and deployed in remote locations. Establishing a reliable, carbon-free baseload is the only mathematical way to fuel rapid industrialization without triggering an environmental collapse. While deep space and defense are highly visible, internal stability is maintained through digital public infrastructure. The Aadhaar biometric system has already provided formal identities to over 1.3 billion people. Built on top of that identity layer, the Unified Payments Interface now processes over 10 billion transactions a month, allowing even the smallest vendors to participate in the formal economy. Parallel to this, the CSIR drives practical innovation on the ground, like the Aroma Mission, which helped rural farmers transition into high-value lavender cultivation. While rockets project power outward, digital infrastructure and agricultural research secure the internal formalization required to fund that expansion. These organizations do not function as isolated silos. They are parts of a singular, interlocking network where one agency's output becomes another's input. For example, the heavy lift propulsion systems required for ISRO's lunar roadmap are built on the foundational materials and rocket research conducted inside DRDO laboratories. This entire scientific infrastructure, from quantum communication hubs to secure data centers, demands the constant, high-capacity baseload energy that only nuclear reactors can provide. And the significant capital required for these programs is managed through a digital economy that is now 40 times cheaper to verify than traditional banking, thanks to the DPI framework. This feedback loop creates a system where a technical breakthrough in one laboratory directly accelerates the mission of another. This institutional momentum is directed toward the year 2047, the centenary of Indian independence. The goal is for the pilot programs of today, from thorium reactors to human spaceflight, to have become the baseline standards for energy, security, and exploration. Global powers are not built overnight. Their foundations are laid over decades in the labs, launch pads, and code bases of the institutions tasked with imagining the future.